Hello! Welcome back to JV Foodie. Today is National Fried Chicken Day, and I have never made fried chicken in my life, so let's see how this goes. Today's recipe is brought to you from Julia's Simply Southern, her traditional Southern fried chicken recipe, tried and true. Her recipe actually calls to have a 2.5 to 3 pound whole chicken that you end up cutting up into 8 pieces. I did not have a whole chicken. I ended up using chicken legs. I have almost 3 pounds worth, and half of them we're going to do one thing with, and the other half we're going to try something else. So hold on. So the recipe actually calls for a marinade, a buttermilk marinade. So since we are splitting this recipe in half, I am taking 1.5 pounds or 680 grams worth of my chicken legs, and to a large bowl with them in it, I am adding 1 cup or about 236 milliliters of cultured buttermilk, making sure all of the chicken legs are evenly coated. To my remaining chicken legs that I had setting off to the side, I am also going to make a buttermilk marinade. This buttermilk marinade is a little different though. So to 1 cup or another 236 milliliters of buttermilk, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons, which is roughly 10 milliliters worth of hot sauce, and maybe a little extra. You could use any hot sauce you want. We chose to use the Cholula chili lime, thinking it would give it a good flavor. Mix these two together, and then once combined, add your buttermilk hot sauce mixture into your bowl of chicken, making sure all of the chicken is evenly coated. Once you've got all of your chicken coated in delicious buttermilk, you are going to cover these bowls and pop them into the fridge to sit for at least 4 hours or overnight. Once your chicken has sat for the required / allotted amount of time, you need to do it, don't skip that step. Now it's time to fry. The recipe actually calls for 2 cups or about 462 milliliters worth of peanut oil. We did not have peanut oil, so I used what we had on hand, which was vegetable oil, and 2 cups, or like I said, 462 milliliters went into my cast iron Dutch oven pot. Once you have your oil going over a medium-low heat, it is time to worry about your dry dredge mixture. So to a bowl that has 2.5 cups or 375 grams worth of all-purpose flour, you are then going to add 1.5 teaspoons or 8.3 grams worth of salt, 1/4 teaspoon or 1.3 grams worth of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon or 1 gram worth of onion powder, 1 teaspoon or 1.8 grams worth of paprika, 1/2 teaspoon or 3 grams of Creole seasoning or cayenne pepper. We are using Tony Chachere's for ours, and then 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper that I sort of just eyeballed using our pepper grinder, and that my husband proceeded to tell me that I needed more of. The next thing you need to be concerned about is preparing the wet dredge mixture by whisking together 1 egg. Sorry, I didn't weigh it out or measure it at all. I just grabbed an egg with a cup or another 236 milliliters of buttermilk in a bowl and set it aside. Now that we have our dredging mixtures set up, it is time to get the chicken out of the fridge and get them prepared to be fried. Now, before we dredge our chicken, we need to get off some of the excess buttermilk. So take a sheet pan and line it with some paper towels, and then you are going to take your chicken out of your buttermilk marinade and place them onto the paper towel lined sheet pan you have, using the paper towels to gently dry the chicken pieces slightly. By the way, using tongs to get the chicken out of the marinade is really silly. I did it the first time and I don't really know why I didn't do it later, as you'll see, but I would just skip using tongs. You're going to touch the chicken anyways. Just make sure your hands are cleaned before and after you handle it. Now that your chicken has been slightly dried off from all the excess buttermilk, before we dredge, we actually need to set up something else. So you are going to need another sheet pan, and you're going to want to line it with some aluminum foil so that your dredged chicken has something to sit on while you dredge the rest of your pieces. While you're here, you might as well also set up your sheet pan for the fried chicken after it's done frying. So get another sheet pan. Yes, I know we're up to 3 right now. Cover it with aluminum foil and have a cooling rack that can go on top of it so that when you're done frying, it's just right there and ready to go. Now that we have all of the setup taken care of, it's time to start dredging. So 1 piece at a time, you're going to place a piece of your chicken into the dry dredge mixture first. Give that a good coating, shake off any excess. Then it's going to go into your wet dredge mixture, shake off the excess, and then back into your dry, shaking off any excess. Once you've done dry, wet, dry, and you've shaken off the excess, you're going to place your chicken pieces onto that foil lined sheet pan. You're going to do this until all of your chicken is done. For this first one, this is the non-hot sauce variation, so we're gonna see how this goes. Once you have dredged all of your chicken pieces, it is time to fry. So you want to control your oil's temperature. Don't let it get too hot or it'll cook the outside and burn the outside of the chicken before cooking the inside. And temperature control is also why you don't want to overcrowd your pan as well. So I did 2 chicken legs at a time to not overcrowd the pan and to help maintain the temperature better. And you want to flip these over every 5 minutes or so until you get a nice all around overall golden crispy skin. This can take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes depending on the temperature of your oil. Once you notice that your chicken is looking nice and golden brown, I personally also took the time to check the internal temperature of the chicken legs, making sure they had hit at least 160 before I pulled them. Once you pull them, they are going on to that foil lined sheet pan with a cooling rack on top. You can also put paper towels underneath to collect any of the excess oil. This also prevents your chicken from getting soggy while you sit there and cook the rest of it. Once we were done with this first batch, it was time to do the same thing, rinse and repeat with the buttermilk and hot sauce marinated chicken legs. So same exact thing. We dried them off using paper towels to remove any excess buttermilk. They went through the same dredging scenario, dry, wet, dry, and then they were also fried in 2s as to not overcrowd the pot and to control the temperature of the oil. So same thing as last time. So by the time we got around to actually trying these, it had been a hot minute since dinner and I was very excited. The split, buttermilk versus buttermilk and hot sauce marinade. Which one was better? By far, the one with the hot sauce. If you were like, I don't know, I don't really like hot sauce, I don't like things to be spicy, trust me, they were not spicy. It just added an additional layer of flavor that was really, really good, and you could definitely tell the difference between the hot sauce marinated chicken legs and the just plain buttermilk marinated chicken legs. And the hot sauce one, way better. And like I said, if you're sitting there like, I don't like hot sauce, I would just challenge you to find a hot sauce, or even the Chipotle Cholula one is really good. It would add like a slight smoky flavor, I could imagine, to the chicken. It'll just enhance the flavor. It won't taste spicy, I promise you. Expand your horizons, try something new. So with that, I hope that you enjoy National Fried Chicken Day. Even if you don't make your own fried chicken, maybe you go and buy it from somewhere else and enjoy your night with your significant other or family or friends or whoever have you. And I will see you next time. Bye.